daring adventurers have escaped the clutches of the drow, but now wander the Underdark, lost. Their only hope, their companions that they have made while in captivity. The nearest settlement, a Kuatoa village on the Dark Lake by the name of Slubbludop. They make their way there, still meandering through the dark tunnels, attempting to evade the drow and the other dangers below.
So, you've just managed to kill some orogs and gained some battle axes thanks to that. It turned out that Lucas was still alive. Checked, he did have a pulse, he was breathing barely, and as such, you can continue your travels. You eventually get to a point where you are ready to make camp again. You believe you've traveled for a day's worth of time. It's hard to tell. You're trying to maintain a slow pace, but with no obvious signs of what time it is, you just kind of have to rely on your very befuddled internal clocks. Though, a number of the Underdark denizens do confirm that you've been traveling for several hours, and it is a good time to stop and rest.
How do they keep time?
Internal clocks.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone born in the Underdark just has perfect internal clocks?
More or less. That, and they just kind of do things at their own time.
Okay.
Less. You make what little camp you can.
Yep.
Who will be taking what watches?
I shall take first. Not with Scooby-Doo.
I can watch it.
Sure you don't-
I will take second.
I need to
You
watch
sure?
with somebody that can see or cast light.
Shushar comes over. I've already taught you my ways, man. I gotta spread my teachings to the others.
I don't think any of them
Exactly. That's what you should do.
Comes over to Little John. Sounds like you need yourself a partner, cowboy.
Cowboy.
He points at your horns.
That's racist.
Can you see in the dark?
In the morning to find a fish on the fire.
Of course I can see in the dark.
Alright, let me just point me to what I have to kill.
Can
I
do.
point to Shushar.
As a conscientious objector, it's the perfect match. I can see the bad guys. You can kill the bad guys.
Just the way I like it.
Or better yet, we can convert them. Let me tell you what it's like, brother.
No, that's not a thing. You don't do that.
Everyone will see the way eventually.
Well, if I had light, I could see my way.
You don't need light to see, man.
You don't need light
when you're in light 10.
Exactly. Does more finger guns.
God dang it.
Uh-oh.
My goodness.
Uh-oh.
Like, I heard my computer made a noise and it had me worried.
He didn't like the fire gun.
Oh,
He doesn't like
man.
that attitude.
So who's taking which watch?
Take first.
Elena and I will take second.
Whichever one the hippie's taking.
Sounds like we got third, cowboy.
I mean, fish is a good source of protein.
I agree.
I do get hungry in the middle of the night.
It's also one of the cleaner meats.
So who's taking fourth?
I'll take
I
fourth.
can. Okay.
You both.
You
can
want?
take
You can
fourth.
have it. I don't really care.
You both can take
I-
fourth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first watch.
Crunch.
Rolling.
Are you the only one by yourself?
Yeah. I guess I am. Lonely.
I mean, I can technically take 2 shifts since I only need 4 hours of sleep.
All right. Well,
I mean, can you see in the dark, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Well, on the then who's on second shift? As you see nothing unusual on yours, Venick.
And I shall go wake up Caspian.
You watch each other.
Oh,
She takes advantage of the fact that you can't see and watches you.
she's not creepy, but oh, okay.
Creepy.
But her eyes are glowing.
Can he tell what direction her pupils are?
Nope.
Do they have pupils?
I just imagine.
It can depend as far as I'm aware. Sometimes they do have just straight glowing eyes. Sometimes they just have eyes that have like gold flecks in them. Gold or silver flecks in them.
I am under the assumption that she basically acts like Mikasa towards Eren in Attack on Titan.
It's not inaccurate.
In that the moment you're like in danger, she goes homicidal.
She's about.
But you don't see anything during your watch. So
Yeah.
third watch. By this point, if you wish to join in, Eren, you are awake, as you only need 4 hours of meditation. Not that you're paying much attention.
Some followers didn't help
I'm
her
such a
any.
great help.
I'm blind anyway. Well, I guess down here I'm not. It's glowy mushrooms out, so it's a little better.
Yeah, you are staying in an area that's a little glowy.
A little glowy.
Doing my part.
But, yeah. You guys don't see anything. It appears to be entirely quiet. Nothing on your shift. Fourth watch. And on the fourth watch, you find that nothing happens. And you all awaken feeling relatively well rested. I'm assuming you will now need to use more rations. Of the 45 you had, there are... I guess I should state, there are only 14 of you that actually eat, as Stool does not need rations.
We were also moving slow when we have had a chance to gather where we're going.
You could have chosen to during your long rest. Do you choose to gather in the morning or in before you take the long rest, I guess? Because you can't really tell if it's morning or night.
I guess after.
So you get up, you're getting ready, you decide that you're going to forage. So anyone who wishes to forage may make a survival check.
I'll pretend I know what I'm doing. These flowers edible?
You didn't find out.
Leaf flower or delectable tea?
I mean, it just looks like flowers. I don't know if they really are. I let Stool try it.
Stool does not eat it, as he has no mouth. But between Eldeth and Venick, you are able to find some food.
Yeah.
Trying to find... Where does it tell me? This is not well written. Does not tell me how much you find based off making that a success. It just says that you find food. It doesn't... You are not
Oh.
helpful.
You have a month's worth of food. Thanks.
Woo!
Oh, let me see. It's something I should have looked for first. There we go. You managed to find, between the two of you, enough to equivalent 11 rations.
That's not bad.
But as you are all getting back together and going over your findings and all of that, you realize that one of your companions does not show up.
Man, which one would that be?
You realize that you don't see Shushar.
Yes! Well, looks like everyone's here, guys. Let's head out.
Now, hold on there, Caspian.
Don't actually say it. Do we seem to be down someone?
Are there like wet footprints anywhere?
You would need to make investigation checks.
Ew.
I mean, you decide to do the obvious thing and start at where he was sleeping.
I swear, I
And
left him right here.
you do find what appear to be drag marks.
Oh, crap.
Like he went back to his bedroll and then was dragged away.
That's not good.
So, we look in the direction of the drag marks, like obvious people.
Did you guys remember to recover the axes from the dead orcs? Or the orogs?
I have my axe.
I say,
Yeah,
Little John and Zed should each have them.
Yeah, they both picked up the axe. Thanks.
And they had javelins and hand axe. Correct.
Nope, just javelins. Javelins and battle
Great
great,
axe.
great axes.
Great axe.
Yeah, great axes.
Little John is very excited now.
But yeah, you follow the drag marks off a little ways away from camp, down a side passage and behind some pillars, and you find the body of Shushar.
Well, now we do have extra rations.
My God, woman.
I didn't actually want him dead.
We found the body. We haven't actually checked to see if it's dead.
When I go up, I'm gonna
Do you want me to make sure it's dead?
check out his body.
He was our guide.
I mean, he is most definitely dead.
Well,
I'm marked.
shit.
What does it look like he died from?
Someone slit his throat.
Well then. This is unsettling.
You may make a further investigation check if you so desire.
Yeah.
You also find that there appears to be some kind of ritualistic carving into his flesh.
Anybody
Do we-
know what those symbols
Yeah.
mean?
Well, it's not symbols.
Or whatever that
It's-
carving is?
It's that they've carved at the edges of his mouth to give him like a wider grin.
You've been jokered.
Basically.
Yeah, I thought we were playing D&D, not, Gotham.
Batman.
It's the Under Gotham.
You did just break out of jail.
Yeah. Well, I did. They let me out. And they have to kill the people I was with.
I want to ask the dark elf with us that was in prison with us if
Sarah?
they know of, Sareth, if he knows of any group or people that do this kind of thing.
I can tell you this much. It definitely wasn't the Drow.
Okay, why do you say
Well, that
that?
works.
Because we take our prisoners alive. This is a waste of a slave.
What does this even accomplish?
Sareth just shrugs. Eventually, the others start coming over, and they all look quite upset. Eldeth points out that, obviously it's not any kind of animal. If it were an animal, it'd be eaten. Only something intelligent would bother to do this. Meanwhile, Boopido and Jimjar both just shake their heads and look upset.
I'm gonna look at how clean was the cut.
The cut, fairly clean. Done with a blade.
Well, it doesn't seem like it was done by some sort of primitive. These are clean cuts. Whatever, or whoever it was.
Well then.
Has some pretty decent tools on them.
Well, now where are we going?
Well, we've only lost our way to speak to the Kuatoas, being as he
To
was
which-
going to be our way in.
I have disguise self now that we leveled up. Does that include? I know he's not exactly humanoid.
He is humanoid, but
Look, he's very fishy.
I say,
So?
Boopido points out that we're already on our way to the Dark Lake. It is the nearest civilization, and obviously, Kuatoa seem to speak Undercommon. To which Jimjar also generally agrees. Anywhere else that we decide to go, is either past the Dark Lake or even further of a walk. I don't know about you, but that backpack's already half empty. I'd like to get some food. Preferably some better equipment.
Okay, disguise self wouldn't work on me to Kuatoa.
I mean, there's some fish available now.
John, we ain't eating the man.
Eldeth looks at you with a slight bit of disgust.
We should say a blessing, a prayer, and at least give him somewhat of a burial.
With what digging you tools?
I mean, are there rocks around?
Dude, you want to take time and energy to use rocks to dig a hole? Go for it.
Make a mound, cover the body with rocks.
Cover them in shrooms.
I was
A
gonna
kern.
say, toss them into a mushroom patch and let's go.
I agree with Caspian there.
Fish makes good mulch.
As uncivilized as it is, I have to agree. We need to keep moving.
All right, then. I shall say a quick prayer and let the beefy ones throw the body.
I understand that you would desire burial here, but unless we wish to join him, we need to make haste.
I understand.
Besides, we're
Let's
in the
go.
Underdark already. We're already buried.
So, say your prayer.
Say a little prayer for you.
And
prayer,
then
let's go.
We'll toss them into a large mushroom patch and be on our way. I guess we should take anything he might have had on him that might be useful.
He didn't take anything from the Drow camp.
Okay.
Kind
Did
of bummed
he-
now.
Was he dead before the end of the shift? Like, how old is his body?
You can make a medicine check to try and find out.
Oh boy, am I not good at that.
I will try.
Hot
Oh.
damn.
Aaron and Venick both determined that he's been dead for a few hours. From,
Only a few hours.
well, a few hours, so he was dead before you even all went out to forage. He died sometime during the night.
During the last watch.
That was our best watch, too. Well, no. Fennec was pretty good at the beginning. I think he was. Yeah.
That was either the last one or the one
With John and him.
Caspian.
No, John, that was second. Yeah.
Oh.
He was
Elena and I were
alive
second.
when we went to bed. Back to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the one with John was third. Zed was...
It'd be
Was.
Aaron, Little John, and Shushar.
Shushar
That
was the one
or-
with the best perception during that one.
Or when Zed and Aaron were doing it. So somewhere between third and fourth. Because you also know that you saw him get up and do the third watch. So he was alive during it.
And Aaron took part during both watches.
I'm suspicious.
So we have a suspect. Get her!
Nonetheless, most of the party agrees that you should start moving.
Was it
And that's
Eldeth
what-
that said we can't trust Boopido because you can't trust his kind?
Well, yeah, because he's a dark dwarf.
Hmm.
Can't trust dwarves that are dark.
Just like you can't trust elves that are dark.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Sareth was right. The Drow take their prisoners alive.
What was Topsy and Turvey's reaction?
Their reactions? They saw the body and then immediately looked away.
Alright. Continue on for now, but I suggest we all be a little bit more careful.
Well, you continue on for a while until eventually you reach a rather annoying natural, I guess you might say, natural landmark. You find an area where there are steam vents going off. You may attempt to go through there, but there is a chance that some of you could get cooked alive.
We need some stone to block these steam vents.
And a hammer.
Otherwise, our only other option would be to go around, or
You
Go
could
back.
try and find another way around. I'm assuming, are you going slow again? Or are you traveling at a normal pace?
Let's travel at a normal pace.
But yes, your option would be you could go back or find a way around. It's going to automatically change your pace to slow. If you go through, you can maintain a normal pace.
Well, little lord, what you thinking?
Newish my input. If we tried to go through, what kind of roll we would have to make, Joe?
There's a chance that you would have to try and jump out of the way of the vents as they go off.
So Dex.
Yeah. Can I do a athletic check?
I myself am quite quick on my feet, but I don't really know about the rest of them.
It'll be fine.
Either
Hard
way,
through.
I am for it. But we can't just tell them to walk themselves into something like that. They might, especially something that might cost them their lives. I just did my Western character all day yesterday.
So you tried not to.
My voice is trying to naturally walk itself into it.
Well, from the NPCs, Eldeth and Sarith agree that time should be of the essence and you should move through it. Stool has no thoughts.
Grab a stool to my back.
Prince Darendel, as well as Jimjar, think you should find a safer route. Boopido, Topsy, and Turvy essentially will go with whatever the group decides. They have no strong input.
John, what you thinking?
I'm thinking we go through. Just charge.
How about we like, is there signs that before the steam poofs out, like, are there little signs?
I was gonna say, let's take like 10 minutes watching the patterns of the eruptions of the steam vents, and then we're gonna go for it after
And
that.
hope there is
All
a
right.
pattern.
It usually is. It's just kind of just how these sorts of
You-
things works. That's why.
anyone
you
who-
can, Sorry.
Anyone who wants to try and determine a pattern may make intelligence checks.
Ah.
Ah,
Oh.
Damn.
I can do this, I'm sure.
Not good at that.
Okay, so guys, we go over here, then we go over there, then we go over here. We'll be fine.
Damn,
Go as
John,
fast
I
as you
think you're
can.
fine. You're right about that.
Caspian has been paying the closest attention, and you have determined that there is no pattern. They just seem to be going off at random occasions. There are also no tells.
That's weird.
It's the Underdark.
Yes.
At least you weren't able to determine any within 10 minutes.
That's fair. That's fair. It's like, because we can determine the time that guys just typically go off, but that's over days of research. Let's just hit
Yes.
that. Unfortunately, it would seem, and now without taking longer, we can't find a pattern to this. So let's just hope luck is on our side.
All right. What will be your marching order? You can go two abreast.
I would like to be closer up front, or at least closer to Luke.
I mean, since I was eyes, I was
Can't
up
get
front.
ahead of me anymore that far.
Feel free to adjust your tokens as you want to make your marching order.
How's the lighting in here?
The lighting... There are no mushrooms in this area. It is a
We're
dark
putting
area.
light on somebody then.
Sweet. So we've been watching the steam in the dark.
That is a very good point. I'm assuming Vedic is using light so that others
I
can
don't feel like
see.
helping Joe.
I can cast light, you know.
That would be preferred, being as can't really
So,
see.
I cast one on somebody near the back and then somebody near the front.
You can only have one lit, can't you? Doesn't light go out when you cast a new one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why
Yeah.
you get light.
Well, how many people can you
Yeah.
affect with your dark vision thing?
I can only affect 4.
How many of us need vision.
And that only lasts for an hour, and then I have to take a long rest. You light like on somebody right in the middle.
And put the people that can't see.
I'll be right back though.
Probably should put down that he's deceased.
Who's going first?
Well, John and I can go second as long as we have, visibility.
Elena and I will follow after you.
And obviously Stool's coming with John and I. Kind of bummed about Shushar now.
We shouldn't have killed them.
Already moving on.
It is what he would want, though.
He did.
Mushroom patch.
He did always teach everyone to not care, to just move on. So have you guys decided your marching order? I've not heard much discussion of who's going where. What the plan is to go through.
Well, John, myself, and Stool, we're all gonna go second.
Elena and I are going after them.
But, like I said, just need the light source. Which, our light source walked off.
Or you come in. Or we could go. We can only double up unless you're obviously Stool.
Yeah. That's why I said Stool's coming with. Hopefully he don't get cooked.
You probably smell delicious.
Steamed mushroom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Depends on the mushroom.
You don't like the smell of mushrooms?
I'm not a big fan of mushrooms. Like, I'll eat them, but
Gotta come back.
depends on what's in their in.
Don't eat stool.
I'm not saying we're gonna eat stool.
Right. Well, what is the marching order? How are you going through?
Where are we putting light? Where's light going?
Yep, that's all Tyler.
That's what we need to know about.
It has a 20-foot radius.
20 by 20.
So I'm sorry, I
24,
missed
right?
like
Yeah,
the last
20.
5 minutes of conversation. What happened?
We
What
need
do
to
we
know where
decide?
light's going. Because me and Luke would like to be second row.
So I mean, I could put it on something of yours, and then have it emanating from you.
If no one's taking front, then Elena and I will take front then.
Well, I said I was gonna take front just because I have good vision.
Here, you just put the light on his horns.
I mean, I don't think that works because technically it's
Light me up.
attached to him. Well, I guess as long as it is no longer than 10 feet in diameter.
Just put
Yeah, I
it
can put it-
somewhere on him.
Can I put it on his horns? Make his horns glow?
Yeah, you can make his horns glow.
All right.
A horn.
Well, yeah, it'd be one horn.
He has one glowing horn.
Yes. So yes, you now have one glowing horn.
Glow my horn.
I gave you the glow up.
Oh god.
Alright, Tyler, who you taking with you?
I can see. This is
Take-
amazing.
Take the
I
order.
don't know. Whoever wants.
Or-
Who?
Take. No, Zed can see, right?
Yeah.
So then it's whoever you want, go with you.
You gotta spread your dark vision to whoever can't see.
I think everybody else can see.
I think with light we're okay now.
Just the
Yeah.
three of you.
Well, it's only
So,
four. It's only.
I'll take whoever wants to walk in front with me.
How big is this field that we gotta go past, Joe?
It looks like it's probably a good 20-30 feet across, so it'll take a little bit of time.
Hold on, buddy. I'm just gonna cast myself.
So have you decided your marching order yet?
Yeah. By the way, you said so she gets stronger as I get stronger, right?
Yes.
Was there supposed to be something I do to her to?
No, I will level her up as an NPC.
Okay. Because I'm like right now she has less health than me all of a sudden.
She will level up with the party. I just didn't get around to doing it yet.
No, it's fine. I was just making sure.
Well, Vanek, take it away.
All right. What? Do I need to make a perception?
But I just need to know the marching order. That's why I've been asking for it this whole time.
Oh, that's what I thought we figured out because he was like, "Take it away." I was like,
All right.
Oh,
You
everybody.
guys have not placed
figured it
yourself,
out.
and you've not changed your order hardly.
Oh, we're over here.
Okay.
Literally.
All right. You and Brian up front. Go in front of here. And then it's
Are we like moving to the right? Is that what we're doing?
apparently.
Oh, okay. So we're going.
Well, no, you go down here with him.
Yeah, I thought you were
east?
going with me.
Okay.
and then-
We're going north then. I'm just trying to figure out how we're laying this
Two
out.
abreast.
Making sure.
No.
That was the last I heard was the two abreast.
You can
Yeah.
go to abreast.
We wanted to be second.
Okay, I placed my character.
Kelly, choose whoever you'd like to partner with.
Duel is with me though. He's on my back. Keeping him safe from steam.
Just make a mini stool and attach him.
I can walk next to the drow.
There. Does that work then?
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So, you start going across. None of the steam vents are going off. You think you've timed it correctly. But at the moment where Aaron and Sereth are going across, one of the vents goes off. I will need a dex save from you, Aaron, as a geyser of steam suddenly erupts. So Aaron jumps out of the way just fine, but Sereth gets caught in it slightly.
Even though he rolled a 19?
Oh, I mixed up which one was which. So Aaron gets caught in it while Sereth jumps out of the way, and as such, the hot steam comes out and deals 8 fire damage to you, Aaron.
Okay. Ow.
That's quite the reaction.
But as you get to the other side, you start to regroup. The sound, everyone make perception checks.
No.
Perception.
I got 21. Huzzoo!
So everyone other than Caspian hears the approach of something. There is something coming from further ahead. Little John does not notice either.
He's busy looking at his horn.
How do you choose to respond?
Yeah, Elena would first let me know something's happening, and then she would take a defensive stance, and I would go into hiding.
All right. What about everyone else?
I'm gonna hold action. Attack
Not a
action.
great
In
hide,
case.
but
I think I'll basically do the same as what Caspian did, except
Yep.
tell Little John that we got something coming. And then not
There.
hide as well.
Oh, we gotta hide. Hold on.
oh, is everyone hiding? Then I guess Elena
my
will try and
goodness.
hide.
Everyone's hiding?
I was just telling John that there was something coming,
We're
and
all
I was
going
hiding.
to attack. Just in case.
So,
Little John's hiding better than I do.
I'm worried about my friend's duel.
well,
You can take care of yourself normally.
you keep watching, and eventually you see 2 people come around the bend from further up in the cavern. They notice Venick relatively easily, as he's not very well hidden, and they approach him cautiously.
Oh, I wasn't hidden at all.
Oh, and I guess Zed. And when they come closer and see Zed, you notice that, actually, let me double. Yep. They are carrying, there's 2 of them, and they have a single lantern that you notice is actually a potted mushroom in the lantern. It does not give off very much light even, it's a very small mushroom. So they don't notice you until they're very close, Venick.
Now, are they human? Elf?
They appear to be 2 humans. Do you do anything, Venick? Or anyone else who sees them?
I'm
Thought my
going to
mic was
take out
muted.
my crossbow and
I-
hold an attack in.
I sheepishly say, hi. I didn't mean no harm.
He is a boy.
Boy, looking at the
And-
girl.
They are 2 adult women that approach. They appear to
I need an
be.
adult.
They are adult.
You want?
They appear, although they aren't too much older than you. They appear to be They might be in their late teens, early 20s.
Okay. I step out more, so I'm not, searching for anything.
The one is dressed in what appears to be very ragged but more or less the clothing of a commoner, probably somebody from an urban settlement, a city dweller of some kind. Whereas the other is dressed in very dirty, unkempt animal skins. They approach, and the one in the animal skins approaches you and asks, "Who are you? What are you doing down here?"
My name is Venik Lannis, and I am looking for some civilization or any kind of town.
She nods.
And who are you guys?
She sizes you up a bit, and then you get the feeling that she's decided you're not a threat. She gestures at herself. "I am Lindsay Twarb. And this," she points, and before she finishes speaking, the other introduces herself. "Eloise Fenwick. We just recently escaped from Gracklestew. Well, a caravan on its way to Gracklestew."
Huh?
And
Do I
what
know
exactly?
where we escaped from? Do we ever hear a name?
Yeah, you escaped from the outpost Velkenvelv.
We'll hear them talking.
Yeah, you can hear them talking. You're all relatively
Alright,
close.
then Elena will come out.
And as they do, I'll step out as well.
Yeah.
They become more alarmed as they see more of you.
I was gonna try to, tell them that I had a group, but since that happened, don't worry. We just escaped from
Velkenvelv.
Yes, we have been traveling for a couple days now.
They ask if you have any food.
There's some fish back there.
We have very little.
We have none.
I thought we had rations.
We
I'm
have
Pretty
some
sure we ate all of them, didn't we?
No, you still have like 20 rations.
Mhm.
Oh.
Is that counting the 11 we found?
So you actually have more because you had 46, and then you needed to use now 13,
Who's carrying
and
them?
so you only used up 2 of your 46. So you've actually got 44.
Yeah, so give them rations, darn it.
Well, before that happens, I'm going to say we do have food. Right now, we're traveling to find some civilization. You're willing to join us and share, but you're going to have to assist us in our own survival. And I suppose, before I forget my manners, I am Caspian Grimbright, and this is Elena Levenai.
Lindsay simply nods. Eloise looks a little perturbed, but also eventually nods. And they explain that they were slaves to the Darrow. Or let me double check. Not the Darrow, the Duergar. If I remember right.
The Dark Dwarves.
Believe so.
Alright, so
No, Darrow. Or Darrow
that's-
and Duergar. They're technically related to each other. But
Okay, I was about
Duergar
to-
are the
yeah.
primary one.
I was gonna ask what the difference is between the two.
Yes. Bubido
there's-
is the Duero, isn't he?
Yeah,
He is a Darrow. Duergar are, for lack of a better term, Duergar are like the,
Is there just like an eviler version? Basically, is that what it is?
Duergar are a little more willing to interact with outsiders. Darrow are much more insular.
Okay, so they're more isolationists, whereas
Yeah.
the Dwarg. Okay.
But both are slavers. And they actually live kind of side by side. It's just that on like in smaller settlements, Darrow are gonna be more don't trust anyone from the outside, kill anyone that's not a Darrow. Duergar are more likely to at least see if you have anything.
Of value.
Yeah, they're willing to trade and whatnot. But much like the Drow, they will take you as slave if they think they can get away with it. So they are escaped from a Duergar caravan that was attacked. They don't know what attacked it because they can't see, and the Duergar weren't using lights except around the handful of slaves they were taking, so that the slaves could at least see where they were walking with the very dim light of their mushroom lantern. But they will gladly join your party and aid you as best they can. They hope to find a way to the surface and go back to their homes. That is all they desire.
I think that's what most of us desire.
And then our goals align, for the most part. Some of our friends here live down
Our
here.
companions.
But yes, Lindsay, the taller one standing at, you would guess, actually they're not very, neither of them are very tall. Lindsay is probably a little over 5 foot. She has a cropped, wavy silver hair, and she's got a more athletic build with a piercing on her right ear. And she's the one dressed in, like, animal skins. Whereas Eloise is the one that looks a bit younger. She's only 4'7", and has short brown hair and brown eyes. Rather unremarkable looking. She looks like she's probably just a commoner from a city.
Well, if all that's done, I suggest we keep a move on.
Alright. The rest of your trip is uneventful, and you eventually decide that you are getting slightly tired, and it is probably a good time to rest.
Okay. Maybe we should triple up our watches now.
Triple.
And I can still take 2.
Elena and I will take first watch. Anyone joining us?
I will.
I'll take second.
I'll join Venick.
I can take 3rd and 4th if someone joins me.
Eldeth will volunteer to join you, at least for one of those watches.
Who's watching with me this time?
Duel.
You know what, John? I think you and Jim Jar there can take a watch.
I think
Jim
that's
Jar
a
just
good
shrugs.
idea.
Jim Jar shrugs. But if your watches are decided, then first watch can go. Yeah, the night, quote unquote, is uneventful. You don't see anything during your watch. You eventually go and wake up second watch. Was it just the two of you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well-
nobody else said it.
Lucas, you once again notice something during your watch. This time there is a little more light. Assuming if Venick doesn't cast anything, there is at least the glow of the mushroom lantern, though it is very dim.
Well, I'll pick that up while also getting Venick's attention. We'll go check out what I see.
I follow behind.
You go over to where you thought you heard the sound coming from, and you notice that Boopido's bedroll is empty.
Oh no. Wait, where's Boopido?
That's a good question.
You already can let go. That's mama. Good.
Gonna kind of look around his bedroll, see if there's any drag marks or anything.
You may make an investigation check.
You gonna look too, Tyler?
No, you don't come across any. In the dim light of the fungus lantern, you don't find any obvious marks.
I'm gonna go around and see if anybody else is missing from their bedrolls.
I'll look on the other side. I'll go the opposite direction.
Alright. You start making the rounds, and eventually, after a few bedrolls, Venick, you see, make a perception check. You find Boopido, and he appears to be, he is gagged, your new acquaintance, Eloise. and is trying to drag her away.
Where's the alarm?
Gagged Eloise.
Yeah.
He has gagged Eloise so that she can't speak, and he is attempting to drag her away, although he's being a little bit sneaky about it.
Well, I'm gonna shout, "Stop!" and I'm gonna go tackle him.
I'll immediately rush over to where I heard this.
Would that wake the rest of us up?
Everyone else may make a perception check at disadvantage.
Did I just make a strength check to tackle?
Yes.
Do I happen to run by Little John at all?
And you're all pretty deep sleepers.
What are you talking about? I got a 17.
Zed wakes up.
So if I happen to run past Little John, I'm going to give him a quick little kick run by.
Just out of head.
You do run past Little John.
Well, I give him a quick boot while running.
My turn already.
Yeah, your strength check. Nope, you tackle him to the ground. He drops Eloise, who starts struggling to try and get out of the restraints that are on her.
I'm just gonna keep him pinned there until Lucas gets here. No, not Lucas.
What?
Yeah, Lucas.
Let's say, who were you waiting for? But as soon as I get there, I'll put my head and crossbow right at his Boopido's head and tell him to not move.
And he starts calling out. Or not calling. He starts talking to you, but you notice that his demeanor has entirely changed.
Once he's there, I'm gonna kind of get off of him and go help Eloise.
You let go of Boopido?
Don't let
I
go,
was like,
Boopido.
okay, I won't.
But yeah, Zed and Little John, you're the only ones that have gotten up to all this.
Oh, I follow Lucas then.
What's going on?
I don't know.
You want to grab him?
I jump on him.
Then I will get off and go unbind Louise.
Gonna wake up anyone else?
Are we killing this one? He's taking prisoners.
I would say, did you in any way try and gag him, Venick?
I don't think I'd have anything on me really to gag him.
All right, then yeah. From the moment that you tackled him and then you came over Lucas, he's just been spouting pretty ridiculous things. You fools! You utter imbeciles! You get in the way of my divine plan!
What plan is that?
You would not understand. None of you understand.
Well, why don't you try us?
Who are you? You ain't Boopido.
I am not. I am Dinkarazin.
Dinkrazen? Don't think I've ever heard that name.
Anyone who wishes may make a religion check.
Ain't much of a religious guy.
Oh my god! Well, for some odd reason, several of you have apparently heard. Aaron, Venick, and Little John, the three of you do happen to know that Dinkarazin is the Daros/Duergar god of murder.
Oh.
Well, that's what happens to Shushar then.
So,
I will send you back to your god. I attacked.
You fail to understand. I am Dinkarazin.
Oh, so we kill him. We kill the god of murder. End of story.
Yeah, I'm sick of
I
this.
shall regain my powers after I have shed enough blood. I mean, you're just shooting him in the head, I'm assuming.
Yep.
He's in no position to resist. You can literally just execute him.
You didn't want to ask any more questions or talk to him?
Oh, we're done.
I don't know. I'm asleep.
No, I no.
Oh.
Little John would not.
After I would have unbound Eloise, I would have taken her back to camp and then, I guess, woken up other people.
At this point, the others have started to wake up. Eldeth is immediately drawing her weapons and assuming there's a fight. Jimjar is looking around cautiously alongside Topsy and Turvy.
I will point them towards where the rest is.
Prince Darendal initially awakens with a growl and his hackles raised, but then quickly realizes what's happening and composes himself. I'm sorry you had to see that. I do not enjoy being roused. Yes, he is saying that in Elvish to anyone.
Elena would look over at me, grab her weapon, and get up with a jolt, and we'd head over.
I mean, you'd all just find the dead body of Boopido at this point.
With a bolt in his head.
Well, I assume you have a good reason for that.
We have killed a god.
Congratulations.
Seems like old Boopido here was our murderer.
Jimjar raises an eyebrow at Little John as he says that. Eldeth just shakes her head. And Prince Darendel scoffs.
John, what was his name again? He kept spouting he was?
I don't remember now. What was it?
Dinkarazan.
Dinky.
That one.
Yeah, he kept claiming he was some god of murder or something. So?
He's not a god of murder anymore.
Also, he was trying to take Eloise.
So, actually, especially considering how high some of you rolled, you specifically know that Dinkarazin is also known as the Mad God, who is trapped in the abyss and tormented by nightmarish visions and punished for the crimes of turning against the Dwarven Pantheon. He's a god of murder and insanity.
Would you guys be explaining all that to us?
Yeah.
Little John wouldn't say a word.
Anyone there? Yes.
Yeah, Little John ain't much for.
I take out my crossbow, put another bolt in his head.
Actually, you know what, John?
Please,
How about you just chop off that head?
Maybe not here. Some of us might be more squeamish than others.
How, if he was trapped in the abyss, how did he get out? And none of you questioned him before you killed him.
What do I care?
Shouldn't we?
He was going around slitting everybody's throats. He was gonna do it to poor Eloise there.
Look, Aaron, I understand where you're coming from, but we're not in a position to be looking into these kinds of things.
Nor am I paid to look into this kind of stuff.
Once we find civilization and we're safe. God damn it. Once we find civilization and we're safe. Then I wouldn't mind investigating such things.
Well, do the rest of you go back to your beds then? Now that the god has been dealt with? Throw his body over in another mushroom patch?
Yeah.
After we chop the head off.
I don't care. You can do that in the mushroom patch. I'm just throwing it.
Yeah. Once everything is settled and they come back.
Finish up whatever's bits of our watch and then get the next.
Do Eloise or what was the other lady's name?
Lindsay.
Do either of them have a weapon?
No, neither of them have weapons.
I'll hand one of them a short sword.
Alright.
Lindsay will take it.
Take whatever's off Darrow. Or Bopido.
He had a short sword and a dagger.
We'll try to look out for each other, but just in case, you need to keep yourself safe.
Lindsay nods, but Eloise looks rather horrified. You can definitely tell that she's someone who's not accustomed to the killing of anything, really.
I apologize for what's transpired. I invited you in, and I'll take responsibility for that. But we're gonna need to be brave. This is the Underdark.
Lindsay just tells you it'll be fine. She just needs to sleep it off and starts to push Eloise away. Back towards her bedroll. Well, actually, you guys don't have enough bedrolls. Wherever she was trying to make do with sleep.
Oh
Give a
god,
nod.
I'm the only one with a bedroll, aren't I?
There's, I think, one bedroll amongst all of you.
I give a nod, and with a signal, Ale and I head back to our spot and go back to bed.
All right. Well, that was second watch. Third watch.
Let's see if that was
Be right back.
John and Jim
Jim John.
and Aaron.
And Erin, now that she's awake, it is uneventful, quiet. Nothing happens. Which leads to fourth watch, which I believe was Eldeth and Aaron. Another quiet watch. And after feeling well rested, the party begins to rise.
We gonna look for grub again?
Probably for the best.
Well, I found Boopito's body again.
Yeah. There's mushrooms growing out of it. Do you decide to pick them?
Well, between all of you that went out successfully, you are able to find a number of edible things. Specifically, the main thing that's important is you find an area where there is a handful of barrel stock growing.
What is barrel stock?
Big mushrooms.
Big mushrooms?
That's what they sound like to me.
It is.
Probably mushrooms with a lot of water.
It is a large cask-shaped fungus that can actually be
Barrel stock.
tapped and drained for fresh water.
Awesome.
That's actually kind of cool.
It is pretty neat learning about the environment down here.
Yeah.
You find 2 fully grown ones, and between the 2, you have 10 gallons of water.
Did you
And-
make a survival roll too, Tyler? I wasn't sure if you're good at that or not.
Let's see.
I mean, he just comes across the exact same thing, the barrel stock patch.
Oh.
But you guys get 2 full-grown barrel stocks with 10 gallons of water and enough to feed the entire party for a day.
Excellent.
With that, I'm actually going to take some of the narration suggestions, and instead of rolling for every single day, I will roll for how many days before you get an encounter.
Nice.
So, you will travel another 2 days uneventfully. So if you want to make another survival check for the next day,
Anyone else?
Eldeth is willing to go out. But this time, the only one who is successful is Venick. And you specifically find a patch of pretty large mushrooms. They're 2-foot tall toadstools with orange and red stripes.
Orange and red.
Usually red means dead.
Usually bright colors mean dead.
Yeah. Well,
You can ask Stool if they're poisonous. I guess he would only know for himself.
I shall pick them.
All right. As you pick the first one, a cloud of spores comes out. Make a con save.
You know what we should have done? We should have spent the tongue of madness to Boopito.
Why is Aaron making a con?
I'm not sure why she's making one.
I don't think she was fully listening.
Sorry.
But
You're fine.
American Dragon.
as you pick it up and breathe in the spores, you are suddenly paralyzed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are stuck that way for a solid minute before eventually it wears off.
It puffs again.
Oh
So-
boy, mushrooms!
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we aren't gonna be eating none of that.
Well, no, this is while he's off searching.
Oh.
Yeah, you ain't
I
near
mean,
me.
he hasn't brought any of this back. None of you are with. He went off and found this on his own. So yeah, so what do you do after that? You picked one, you breathed in some spores, and you got paralyzed.
Nope.
It was only for like a minute.
You be good. Here's your book.
I was like, I don't think so. Nope.
Here's this.
I mean, they might be good if you purify them, but picking them
mean-
is dangerous.
Rotten flesh would be good if you purified it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, nope, and keep going.
All right. You keep going, and after you get past that, you do eventually find another mushroom. It is a shelf type fungus,
Okay.
and it looks like a chunk of rotting flesh.
I wouldn't even touch that.
Well, throw something at it from a distance.
All right, you can pick up a rock and chuck it at it.
Yep.
It bounces off.
Mm. Mm. I mean, we need to find food. I will take my short sword and just whack it, cut it off.
You cut off a chunk. I mean, you can. It is a mushroom. It just is very fleshy looking.
No, I'll just dab it with the short sword and keep it on there, and I'll just keep going. I'm just walking away with it. And take it back to camp.
It's kebab.
You take it. You take it back to camp, and immediately Eldeth, as well as several of the others, recognize that it is ripple bark. That it looks like flesh, but it is very edible, especially when you cook it.
No, sweet. I know where some more is.
With that, you can lead them back, and
Yes, I'll lead back and collect some.
you are able to get enough for. You're able to get enough to feed everyone. It basically tastes like chicken.
As
It
we're
is-
walking back, I want to ask him, do you know what this one is? Put at the poofy one.
Yes, Eldeth recognizes it, being a ranger that has to explore the Underdark for the dwarves. She tells you that it is Timisk, also known as the Devil's Mushroom. She asks what happened when you picked it.
Nothing.
Yeah, I couldn't move for a short time, but it was good. It was okay.
She tells you you're lucky then.
How so?
Well, if you're lucky, it won't do. If you're really lucky, it won't do anything to you. If you're relatively lucky, you'll just kind of stand there. And if you're really unlucky, you'll lose all sense of direction and wander aimlessly.
Oh. No.
But yes, they bring back the ripple bark, and they recommend that you find a way to cook it. And once you cook it, it tastes like chicken. It just happens to look like meat, but it is a mushroom.
Our mushroom stocks. So probably bring those.
But as you continue on, after 2 days of travel, that is when you find an area of fist-sized chunks of crystal, and you notice that all of them are shedding dim light.
Interesting.
Can
wanna go
we
up to
make
one.
Some sort of check, trying to figure out what they are. We ask. Does anyone know what kind of crystals these are?
The most I can say is that some of them have said they've seen them before, but nobody knows anything about them.
Just gonna say, Little John, can you break a chunk off of one?
I can certainly try.
I roll history to see if I can recall any information about glowing
You
crystals
may.
in the Underdark.
You do know that there are various crystals, but there's all different kinds of crystals. It really depends on what these are.
What I'm really trying to narrow out is there any kind of glowing crystal that I can think of that is dangerous down here?
There certainly are. But there are also glowing crystals that are completely harmless.
Yeah, but I'm going to advise caution just in case, because there do come to mind some crystals that could be dangerous that do faintly glow.
So, you want me to hit it or not?
Well, it depends on if you're willing to roll those dice.
Are there any big rocks around here? You could throw one and try to break it off that way.
I could try to do that. Any big rock?
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of rocks laying around.
I will try to throw one at it.
You toss a rock at it, and when the rock hits it, it suddenly glows very bright, but then almost immediately goes back to the dim glow.
What color?
White. It is a white light.
Does that trigger anything for me?
You would say that you know that these are a type of crystal that seem to be infused with natural magic. Any excessive force applied to them causes them to glow brighter, but beyond that, there's nothing special about them.
Wonder if they will still glow if broken off. If so, then we might have at least some kind of a light source with us.
I'm going to flick my finger and summon my cat out into the palm of my hand.
It is that small of a cat?
Yes.
It's a kid.
And I am going to ask it if it knows anything about the natural magics down here.
I mean, does it know anything special?
No, it's kind of just like it'll be a fae spirit.
Then
I'm not
no.
Okay. I wasn't really sure how to actually interact with this. I just wanted a cat. I mean, preferably I would have preferred a dog, but it doesn't allow dogs.
But nonetheless, yeah, do you do anything else with the crystals?
I will try to hit it with my great axe and see if I can break a piece off.
You go up and you try to hit with your great axe. Make a con save as it glows extremely bright as you strike it.
Not cool.
You managed to fail, and you were looking directly at it when you struck it, and as such you are blind for 1 minute.
I can't see. Not
You
much
can't
different
fight.
than at most days down here anyways.
So you guys have had some light now, but yeah, you are blinded for a minute, but eventually your sight comes back. You see the light of the fungus torch, or any light that Venick has cast, but after breaking it off, it loses any light that it held. The crystal.
John, how many times have I told you not to mess with that magic stuff?
Are there any small formations of it on the ground? Like not like a giant crystals?
I can always try to break the magic stuff.
There are various small formations.
I'm going to dig around one of the smaller ones.
Alright.
See how deep it goes in the ground.
You can take some time, and you can find out that if you dig around it, it does not activate the crystal, quote-unquote, and you can actually remove the crystal from the ground, and it continues to glow.
I do that for a couple formations.
Alright. If you are willing to switch to a slow pace for the day, you can get up to 12 of them.
I think we should.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright.
Granted.
What?
It only, while they're in their natural state, they only provide a 10-foot dim light radius for anyone. So it's not providing much light.
Well, it's better than what most people have.
That's very true.
Plus,
10 is better than none.
if we need to, we can literally just have like John or Zed chuck one of these guys for some bright light real quick.
Yeah.
That is true. It will then increase to 10 bright, 10 dim. For like 6 seconds.
Alright. I'm
And they can smash it
my
into
cat
someone's
and then
face.
dismiss. Well, and I'm going to pet my cat and then move her back to her
Alright.
other dimension.
Well,
And then we're switching to slow and gathering up 12.
then I will need some survival checks from the party as you continue traveling on. And narratively speaking, you now know at least a handful of different mushrooms that are edible, and you keep searching for those, basically. You travel for another 2 days, getting enough food for everyone, just getting mushrooms, not having to rely on your rations. And as such, you reach the edge of the Dark Lake.
Hooray!
Fucking Shushar just like off the side of the camera, like, what's up? Everyone, ow! What the hell?
If that were to happen, I would immediately turn and shoot.
Oh god, it's an entire village of Shushars.
You know, Joe could just easily do that purposely, right?
No, they're not
So,
wicked.
Despite the fact that its name might invoke a body of water, in reality it is a network of underground rivers, tunnels, and canals that all connect basically a bunch of water-filled caverns and chambers. It is hundreds of miles across. Ceilings that are miles high. You are finally in a place with actually a lot of room to move around for once. You can not travel in line, finally. At which point, you do still know that you are near the settlement of Slubbludop. So you should be able to get there by the next day. Sareth knows where it is, being the local denizen that actually knows this area best. And once you get there, many of the others know how to get to their different locations from there.
Either way, what's the plan now, little lord?
I'm not really sure why you continue asking my opinion on things, but, well, I suppose we should stake out the civilization, the city over there. Or is it more of a town? Or a village?
It's like a town. It's a little bit bigger than a village.
Has anyone had any dealings with the Kuota? Kuotao? Kuota.
Isn't Kotal?
Auto.
Kuota, yeah.
Sareth says, I've taken a few slaves.
Probably don't want to rely on you then.
Well, maybe, because he probably knows the language or the culture.
They speak
A little.
Undercommon, much like everyone else down here.
There you go. See, he knows something.
Jim Jar just points out, they're not... They're hard to deal with. They think differently. They're special.
Right.
You thought that Shushar was unique? He was actually pretty normal.
You're telling me we're about ready to go into a village full of more
That?
unique Shushars.
Oh, no. You were going into a village of Shushars, except they're not easygoing, man. They're... there's not really a right word for it. They can't decide if you are bait or if you are art to hang on a wall.
Oh, lovely.
They can be reasoned with. You just have to
Great.
figure... Just have to get creative.
John, you
Alright.
might know how to keep that axe handy.
It's always handy.
Creative. How?
It's hard to know what a Kuatoa wants, or what they'll think is valuable. They have... Their culture is unique. Let's just put it that way.
We all roll history to kind of think about what they might actually care about.
Well, based on what he said, it sounds like it's pretty random.
That's fair.
Nonetheless, do you start heading that way?
Yeah.
Well, you get another night's rest. I'm just going to say that being near the lake, there's plenty of mushrooms and stuff growing near the water. You can just pick what you know is edible. And you start heading towards Slubbludop, when suddenly, as you get within sight of the settlement and can actually make out that there is, buildings and civilization, you see a bunch of Kuatoa start running towards you.
Everybody stay calm.
Well, my hand
I
immediately goes
stand-
straight down to my hand crossbow.
I stand as firmly as I possibly can.
You see a group of 18 Kuatoa, and they all hold out their various weapons and start pointing them at you, demanding that you drop your weapons and come with them.
Are they speaking
In-
English?
In Undercommon.
Oh.
For those of you that can speak Undercommon.
It's in Undercommon.
I don't know what they're saying.
Hmm.
Someone translate.
They want us to drop our weapons and go with them.
Ask them why.
Why?
I would figure that'd be pretty obvious there, Aaron.
Just
We're the outsiders walking up on their village.
That's basically what they say. Strangers.
Well, Caspian, what are you thinking?
Well, I do not recommend disarming, but we can go with them.
I shall.
Someone say we'll go peacefully, but
who
we're
else
taking our
does?
weapons.
They
Okay.
demand that they demand all your weapons, and if you do not give them over, they will be forced to use violence.
Translate that back.
Seems
No.
they ain't giving us a choice. Besides, fighting. Which I don't like the odds.
Just got this axe.
Well, you might be able to get it back later, mate.
Do they look intelligent?
I mean, it's hard to tell. You stare into their glassy fish eyes.
What kind of weapons and stuff are they using?
They've got spears and fish nets and giant hooks. Honest,
Want a hook?
they honestly things that you would expect to be used in fishing, but all upsized.
And they look like, does their weaponry look well crafted?
No, not in the least.
All right.
You can attempt to make an insight check on that face as much as you want.
Oh my god.
Well, all I can say is it's inside of me, but I'm not gonna.
What?
But they
It's
demand
insight.
that you hand over your weapons or they will be forced to use violence.
You would dare threaten us, Slayer of Drow, and of the Dark God Dinkukarazan? And I say it in Undercommon, of course.
That was
To
really
which-
good.
They respond back, "We know not this god. We simply know that we serve the Deep Father."
It is a god nonetheless, and it lays dead at our feet.
Well, it's in the mushrooms now.
They all start
Me.
looking at your feet. "We see no god."
Because we had crushed it into nothing!
Who's the deep god?
Such is our power!
Or the deep father?
Cthulhu.
Now
Eat.
we only seek rest, food, equipment, and we be on our way. We are peaceful, unless you make us otherwise. Do you want to perform a roll
they-
for me?
No, they demand that you give up everything or they will be forced to attack. They care not for your silly gods that you make up.
Well, at that, I sigh, start walking forward, and drop my hand crossbow.
They then demand that you turn around.
I turn
You
around.
might be. They then take your hands, put them behind your back, and then tie your wrists together with fish guts.
How many are there?
Holy fish guts? Ah,
15.
18.
No,
18 of them.
And I give
You-
John
you're
a
rela-
look to follow suit.
You're relatively certain you could break out of it pretty easily because it's literally just fish guts, but your hands are wrapped in fish guts.
that's fine.
Nice and slimy.
Can I sleight of
Like-
hand my short sword and hide it?
You may attempt. I was gonna say, what are you? Where are you?
What?
Oh, I guess it's a short sword. I was thinking.
You're gonna hang it.
Remember, we-
try to-
Most of us didn't really have much for clothing.
Naked.
That is short sword in your pocket. Are you just happy to see me?
Well,
Let me go.
yeah,
I mean, if that's what you call it.
yeah, that's right. I don't have.
I shall.
Several the Kuoto point. It is attempting to perform a mating ritual.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with trying to kill all these guys.
There's an entire village that we would have to kill.
I don't think it'll be a problem.
I shall walk up and I shall drop my short sword and my hand crossbow.
They make comments about how incredibly poorly crafted your weapons are.
I go to the different one and drop a javelin. Go next one, drop a javelin. Go the next one, drop my short sword.
That hurt.
Go the next one and drop my great axe.
They several of them point out that the orc is the only smart one, as he actually hands out individual items to individuals. And they also point out that the javelins are smart. They are well crafted. They like the concept, though they think it should have more hooks on it.
I tell them no.
Oh, you can't understand them. They're all speaking Undercommon.
Oh, I don't care. I tell them no.
Do the rest of you give over your weapons?
I mean, I don't have weapons.
If
so-
I have to.
All right.
Shackles to another.
All
I
right.
was gonna say.
So they hand over your weapons and they tie all your wrists with fish guts, and they start leading you back to the town. But halfway back to the town, you see another group of more than 20 Kuatoa running out.
A warring
And-
village! Attack!
As they arrive, you see the Kuatoa that were taking you draw their weapons, and all the Kuatoa start killing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that break the bonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all
Yeah.
start breaking. I won't even make you play through this combat. It's pretty easy. They're both outnumbered, and if you join, they're not particularly strong.
Oh, I want to join the 18 people.
You're joining.
I'm joining our captains. Are the ones that are attacking them came out of the village?
Yeah, the ones that came out of the village attack the ones that were bringing you in.
Alright, then I guess I'm helping the ones that came out of the village.
Alright. They don't seem to be going after you. They are purposely ignoring you.
Where are our weapons from here? Are they back where we were?
No, they had them, but you're able to quickly get them from amongst them. Like, I'm just gonna smooth over this combat. It would just be a lot of time of turns of killing relatively weak enemies.
Fine. I don't mind it.
But the group from within the town kills off the group from outside, the group that took you.
Well, as soon as it's done, I'm gonna ask what the hell's going on.
And you see one of the Kuatoa step forward, and it appears to be wearing an odd headdress and carries a staff and wears various necklaces. And it begins to speak in Undercommon. I am Pluplopleem, Archpriest of the Sea Mother, Bibluduvluplup.
Bless you.
You are so gonna have to write this down for me.
I am Archpriest Pluplopleen.
And I'm Lucas Greylock.
And I am the Archpriest of the Sea Mother,
Umberland?
Blibdulvluplup.
I hate that we went here.
She has answered my prayers by delivering you. You will help us, and you will be rewarded for your service.
Might I ask what you need help with first?
We shall bring you into the village, and you will help us regain control.
Of the village?
Yes,
I'm gonna
there are
assume
heretics.
that y'all are having an internal struggle, right?
Yes, there are heretics. They do not serve the Sea Mother. We have spent many long darks serving the Sea Mother. But now, a few weeks ago, a new priestess has declared herself Blopblidop, Blopbliplot, and she demands that we worship the Deep Father, Leemooggoogoon.
Oh my god.
She says the Deep Father Leemooggoogoon is the new god of our people, and she has great powers to show. They believe that Leemooggoogoon is good, that it is new god with great powers. We are split. We fight amongst ourselves. You will help us. You will help us bring back worship of Sea Mother, Bibloduvlpoop.
I mean, these ones aren't actively trying to kill us, so I say why not?
You also don't know what's getting said.
I mean, true, but I can still talk to the person.
The other priestess is mad. Of course we will help you.
The other ones wanted you for sacrifices for Leemooggoogoon.
I don't particularly like being a sacrifice. What is that?
That is the name of the other
the other
priestess
ones.
and the name of the other god.
Oh my god. Do not expect me to say these names.
I'm going to kill their fucking language.
I mean, I think we should just, out of character, I think we should just kill them all.
Teach him. I want to teach him work.
All right. Yes.
I mean, what are they going to give us in return for helping them?
Good stuff.
You will be rewarded. We have many great treasures.
I mean, I say we just do it because
Yeah, I've already.
where
agreed
else
to
are
do
we
it.
going to go at this point?
We're
I already told we would.
already doing it.
Remove the usurpers.
No.
We need the supplies, and this is the easiest way for us to get supplies.
Is it really?
We agree.
Good.
Let us prepare.
To which the archpriest begins leading you into the town.
Into darkness. Hello, my friend.
Tongue's black.
Oh, you can't see?
Where are we?
We should all have our own crystals now too.
Dear God, it's all white. It's all lit up.
Holy shit. Where are we?
I don't know.
Where are we?
So you came in from
I haven't
this
seen this.
area
Oh.
because you walked around to get here. And you notice that there are no gates, there's just giant nets all the way around. Not walls, literally just nets of like fishing net. So when you get to the edge, they instead of going through the nets begin to walk towards the water, and they all just start swimming into the water. And they seem to just assume you'll follow them.
Anyone here not know how to swim?
No.
I'm not a fan of it, but I can do
Fucking
it.
doggy paddle.
How deep is the water?
It's not super deep. In actuality, if you wanted to, you could probably walk right along the edge. But they swim way out to here, and then they
Sure.
swim back to this dock.
I'm just gonna take the shallow end.
Yeah,
Me
it's
too.
gonna go right,
Yeah.
You can literally walk in the shallow area just around the net. But the entire group, led by Pluplopine, or as he tells you, you can call him Ploop for short.
Oh, it's a guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Consider it.
okay. I thought it was another priestess.
No.
No.
He said he was.
The other one is
priest.
the priestess.
He said the
Yes.
archpriest.
The archpriest Pluplopine, or Ploop for short,
Ploop.
is feuding with the priestess Blop
Bleep, blop.
Blop Blop Blippod, or Blop for short.
Don't call it pod.
Okay.
I can either.
I really hope we don't have to deal with Kuato for very long.
So
That's two.
you start leading they start leading you through, and you notice that as they lead you through, the way they walk is very unique. They will stop and then very quickly make some darting movements at odd angles, and then stop again for a minute, and then they'll walk in circles for a while around you, and then they'll start walking again straight. And you notice that all of them just kind of wander aimlessly. But you notice that most of the Kuatoa travel in crowds. And you kind of realize that even while on land walking around, they travel like a school of fish, and they attempt to emulate their aquatic movements even while on land walking.
Jesus.
And as such, there are several times as you are walking through the town that they essentially just have you walk around buildings for no reason. So you just come through, and you come in, and you start walking around, and then you walk around some of the buildings.
So we're getting the scenic route.
If you could say that.
All I'm seeing is sticks
Where are
and
we
shit.
going?
Holy shit.
Getting our steps in today, guys.
Today's arm day, not leg day.
How on earth did these guys come up with?
I don't know. Joe's playing a
civilization?
mini game right now. We're just watching.
He's basically trying to play Snake.
But yeah, apparently.
Well, actually, he would have failed to play back there.
Yeah,
they're dumb enough not to realize it.
they lead you all around, all kinds of weird ways.
Those are two different statues.
You also, you very quickly realize Kuatoa never blink. They don't have eyelids.
Yeah. That's their problem.
It's kind of unnerving. Thinking about Shushar, just staring at us.
There's a thing for the sorcerer. You take the shadow. You don't gotta blink. You blink like the thing's like you blink like once like last week.
Anyways, we get close to our target yet?
Yeah, as you approach, the archpriest of the Sea Mother, Ploop, tells you that he wants to use you as bait. You see, the priestess of the Dark Deep Father needs humanoid sacrifices.
Love the voice change.
Well, reading through it, I realized a note here. Kuatoa gargle when they speak, basically.
Ah.
So I'm trying to implement that now. And as such, we will offer you as tokens of peace and reconciliation. But you will not be helpless. You will be infiltrators. Basically, he wants you to pretend to be sacrifices for their god. In reality, you will not be, and you will help them when they decide to turn against that god.
Well, if that's the plan, that's the plan. Unless you got something different, Caspian.
I think that's the first time he used his actual name in quite a long time.
I know, it's quite
I
unnerving.
used it just recently. Like, right before we got captured.
No, he called him Little Lord.
I also called him that, yes, too.
I mean, you've always called him Little Lord since, like, the first session, almost.
I've been switching between the two.
So he wishes for us to infiltrate and attack from behind.
He wants us to be sacrifices, but not actually sacrifices.
Yes, to infiltrate. Is there some sort of signal we're going to be waiting for?
Them all killing each other?
He just tells you that you'll know it when you see it.
Alright, and how will we make the distinction between you and their forces?
He says it'll be obvious that the ones that serve the Sea Mother serve the Sea Mother, and the ones that serve the Deep Father serve the Deep Father. It's obvious.
How would it be obvious to us, being as we are outsiders?
He gestures to himself and those around him. We serve the Sea Mother, and points to the ones at the other shrine way over here. They serve the Deep Father.
So basically, Caspian, I think we just kill everybody around that shrine. And try to remember which one of these guys are for our allies. This is gonna be a tall order for you, John, ain't it?
Of all the mushrooms we've had, has any of them had like any fluorescent glowing that we can mark on them?
Nope. But they lead you past the shrine of the Sea Mother, a 9-foot-tall statue. Its body is roughly carved from some kind of wood in the shape of a humanoid female. Its head and forearms formed from the severed head and claws of a giant albino crayfish. Parts are lashed on with strands of fish guts and emit an overpowering stench of rotting fish. Shells, brightly colored stones, mushrooms, and rotting fish are piled at the statue's feet and strung in garlands around its neck. 4 stern Kuatoa slowly circle the statue, alert and on guard, while a few others randomly move around in their odd, darting motions, gazing up at the statue, and then bow towards it while chanting, and then continue their odd darting motions.
Are any of the clothes that we were wearing that they gave us back at the prison made of fleece?
No. Any of you who wishes to may make a religion check.
I'll do it.
Out of then.
Religion.
Sorry, I'm bad at religion.
Aaron and Lucas,
What are the
somehow
clothes made out of then?
you've managed to hear that the Great Sea Mother, Blibdulpulp, or not Blibdul, the Great Sea Mother, Blibdulpulp.
Blibdulpulp.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on.
Blibdulpulp is a scavenger goddess. She is the collector of discarded things. It is considered a great and sincere show of faith to go before the great goddess's feet and regurgitate.
Hmm.
Right. What are our clothes made out of, Benjo?
Just cloth.
Yeah, I think he said like cloth and burlap. Or...
Some leathers.
Basically, it's patchwork. Except my hat.
But yes, you see...
You don't mock my hat.
I need a little bit of fleece, damn it.
Well, it ain't fleece.
Fleece is going to be hard to come by in the Underdark.
It's just wool.
You'll need to find someone that's had contact with the above ground.
There's no deep sheep?
Nope. No deep sheep.
But it's such a good name!
No deep sheep.
Damn it!
But, eventually, you are led forth to the idol of Leemooggoogoon, the Deep Father, which consists of a large hide cut roughly in the shape of a manta ray, stretched out on cords between two support poles. A dead, splayed-out manta ray is pinned to the center of the hide. Two dead octopi are draped across the top, their tentacles pinned and artfully arrayed, their heads tied together and painted with red and blue pigments. It reeks of decay, and the broad stone altar below the idol is stained with dark blood.
Dear God.
Well, that's not what I was expecting.
I wasn't either. That's the Deep Father?
That is the Deep Father.
Ew, I want to worship that ugly thing.
The fish
The
people.
new priestess.
I want you guys to die.
They all have to die. Just nuke the village.
Oh, I can't. I'm gonna knock over that shrine.
That shrine looks pretty big.
So I wasn't after your opinion. Nor was I. Here, Ghost, or whatever your name is, Lucas.
But as you're leaving the shrine of the Deep Mother, or the Sea Mother, you encounter a Kuo-toa who loudly greets the Archpriest. And you quickly realize that it is the son of the Archpriest, to which the Archpriest introduces you to his son, Ghelfi.
No.
But as you are brought to be offered as sacrifices at the altar of the Deep Father, the Archpriest of the Sea Mother steps forward across the span of the altar toward the Kuo-toa waiting there for him, and says, "The time has come for us to acknowledge your divine vision and welcome it. I have brought these offerings." And he gestures towards you all, standing within a circle of guards behind him. "Will you not accept them?" "You are wise, father," the younger Archpriestess says. "I accept your offering in the name of the Deep Father. May their blood nourish and strengthen him." And a burbling of cheers goes up from the surrounding Kuo-toa.
It's amazing me that you're actually pulling off this voice without any mods.
Talking while gurgling is not too hard.
Okay, it is for me, but
you are thrown into a pen where there is already one sacrifice waiting.
Oh, were there any handouts for the other set and the other survivors that we came across? Or slaves?
No. But I did forget. Is there one for this? No, there is not.
Was there the one for the mother statue?
There was not.
Oh,
That's what I went to go look for. There is not one.
I wanted to see one.
It's just a statue of, like, a woman.
Oh,
With, what did you say, crab head?
It's made from the shell of a giant albino crayfish.
profit.
crayfish, cray.
Crayfish.
That's the same
The
species.
correct Minnesotan term is
We
crawfish.
don't. Well, Lucky for us, we're not in Minnesota. We're in the
Some
Underdark,
good old
so
crawdads.
But already in the cell that they put you in is a Duergar. He is bruised and bedraggled and looks to be barely conscious.
well,
He just kind of looks up at you and scoffs as more offerings are brought in.
I put him to sleep. I kick him.
I put him to sleep. Yeah.
He doesn't even see what happens afterwards.
What is the cage made out of?
Webs or nets and sticks.
Yeah, basically the same thing everything else is made out of.
So hodgepodge.
And shit.
Yeah,
So I can just charge through this.
Yeah.
if you really wanted to, you probably could.
Are our hands tied with guts again?
No, they didn't even bother tying your hands.
Do they take our weapons still, or do we ever get our weapons back?
No, they left you with your weapons.
They're just that dumb.
No, they're
Apparently.
super smart. Our weapons were made terribly, so obviously we can't do anything with them.
Oh,
Yep.
I guess that ones. They like them.
Are there
Alright.
any of them standing guard?
Yeah, there are some standing guard.
Like how
Guess we're
close?
just-
Just outside the door.
Guess we're just waiting for the signal then.
But yes, you all wait. You have some time to just kind of do as you wish down there.
When do we get to fight?
Well, no, when we
And
see
the thing will fly.
Let me bring everyone onto the board first. Show you what building you're in.
That's not much of a building.
All of you have been shoved in there, though.
How tall is it?
It's not particularly tall.
Is it tall enough for me to stand in?
Yeah, you can stand in it.
I'm 6'7", you know.
Yeah, you can stand
Okay.
in it. It's not that small.
we are supposed to be level 2 for this.
Yes.
God.
I mean, I didn't think there was anything that we did as a milestone until actually reaching here.
It might be the milestone of reaching here. Let me double check, because the milestones are not in the book. The milestones are separate.
Why would they do that?
Because they
That's
was
true.
originally intended XP.
This was intended to be done with XP, and it was only later that it was like, well, okay, no, not you. You're not level 3 yet.
Oh,
Having it.
I want to be my zealot.
Yeah.
What's that from?
I would hope we reach level 3 pretty soon.
God, we're gonna be quite cramped in here. Well, no, it's because Stool just. No, we're gonna definitely be cramped in here.
Oh yeah.
See? Turvy.
And then the other two.
Yeah, it's two
Eloise.
gals.
Eloise
Keep
and
forgetting
Lindsay.
the other girl's name. See?
Yeah,
Eloise and Lindsay.
yeah. They don't have tokens because they are literally a random thing I made up on the spot.
Perfect.
Well, you'll have to
See,
get tokens later.
There's a random encounter that's just you discover other escaped slaves, and then it doesn't have anything like. So I just used an NPC generator to make up some.
I think.
Okay.
And there's also a Duergar in there, and then 2 other humans. Yeah, you are nice and cozy, jam-packed in there.
I've never seen so many sacrifices before.
Yes, this is going to truly be great. But the Kuatoa parade around the altar in a wide circle as they begin to chant, and part of their path sends them splashing all the way down, wading into the shallows of the Dark Lake. And you start to realize, as the members of the Sea Mother claim that they are now joining the Deep Fathers cult, you can't tell one faction from the other anymore.
Why did I know this was gonna happen?
What happened?
You can't tell one fish from another.
Another.
Kill 'em all.
But eventually,
dead.
Blopblipod calls for the sacrifices to be brought forth.
Where is she?
And one Kuatoa comes and brings each one of you forth, prodding you with their spears and herding you down into a slight depression right in front of the altar.
Oh, geez.
So you are basically all brought there.
I will be right back.
But you can see that the stonework is stained with blood of past sacrifices. You can also hear the gentle...
Do we still have our weapons at this point too?
Yeah, they really do not care.
They should.
You can hear the gentle lapping of the dark lake coming up as it goes near the shore, and their chanting gets louder. But as you are brought before the shrine, Boplapod gestures towards the altar, whereupon the archpriest suddenly attacks, striking her with his scepter. And the Kuatoa that are loyal to him surge forward to attack.
Attack!
Well, I think that's our sign.
We're going to attack any ones that do not currently have the weapons out. They were unprepared.
God, I need to break. Oh, there he is. That's where he is.
John, it's time for you to cut loose.
Not you.
Hold on a second, old dwarf. Disappeared.
Here.
Was he in the what's the one in the cage already?
Yes, he was already there.
I think I must have knocked out. Oh shit, more fish.
They
Yeah, there's a
spawned.
whole lot of fish.
The
'Cause obviously there are
offering.
fish everywhere.
Oh, you know there's words right up there, right?
Oh, did I accidentally move the words?
Yes.
The offering.
All of a sudden I see.
I am back.
Where?
Yeah.
I can't tell what's on. They're just labeled as they're the ones that come forth during the offering to help make the offering. But yes, all of them begin fighting each other.
Well, I'm obviously going to attack the ones that are around the altar because I can definitely tell that those ones were already there.
Let's get some initiative up.
Yes, lame.
Oh my gosh.
I can't click on
Oh,
myself.
why? Why must this?
Can't click. You know, click.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to click.
Why is the token that's assigned to your character sheet not actually yourself?
I don't know. There we go.
And I'm assuming it's got no vision. There. Hopefully that's correct. Okay. Time for the long haul.
Oh my lord.
I might not even have to fight.
I don't feel like this. It says this is meant to be a combat encounter, but I don't feel like it should be.
Because of all the things you have to roll.
All the initiative.
It feels a little excessive.
Jesus.
I mean, you see how many are on the
You're
board.
what, rolling
Yeah.
like 20?
I think more than that.
Are you able to at least mark out the archpriest and the priestess to us as they were wearing special clothing?
They aren't even marked. Oh, yeah, they are marked. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm really wishing we had the cleave ability like in Baldur's Gate 3.
That's a 3rd edition ability.
I-
Oh my gosh. This initiative is gonna be stupid.
Why don't you just do them as swarms?
Right, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Because I hate the rules for swarms.
That's also fair.
Should stuff her inside.
I intend to use the rule for my made-up rules for squads, but I don't intend to use the rule for swarms. That is, D&D's swarm rules are really bad. Nonetheless, Venick, you had the initiative. So many Koto.
Where's the archpriest and priestess?
They are. Oh, this one is the priestess. Where's the archpriest? So many on the board. This one here is the archpriest. So they should actually be next to each other because they started fighting.
Damn it.
Nonetheless, Venick, you have the initiative.
It's 44.
So, like, are all these guys over here fighting each other, as well as like these guys just infighting?
I mean, you can't tell who's fighting who because they all look the same.
Joe,
Yeah.
you have none of our NPCs.
Ah,
You see, better remath now.
I can state this right now. I will blatantly state that it assumes you will use the. You can intervene and just start fighting, or you can attempt to slip away in the chaos.
It just assumes we'll try and get away from this.
Well, I'm going to cast Sleep. Oh wait.
On one of the 50.
Yeah, because it goes by whoever's got the lowest HP.
Yeah, that's why I'm like trying to figure out like where to. I mean, I'll hit whatever this guy's name is, but
Topsy.
Yup.
Is that Topsy or was that Turvy?
That one's Topsy.
I will cast it right here. Yeah, that way it won't hit any of them.
What is it? 20-foot circle?
Yep, so 20-foot circle, and spell roll 5d8. So I'll roll that, and then creatures within a point of that.
Basically, you just
in
minus
ascending
their
order.
HP from the 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you
Alright.
might be able to knock one out.
Yep. One falls asleep.
Honestly, our fastest way of finishing this might be to just kill her and hope that the rest drop their arms.
Well, that's my turn.
Right.
Is she yellow or red?
The yellow one is the priestess. The red one is the archpriest.
Yellow.
Caspian.
Kill the yellow one. I'm going to use a bonus action to hide. Yeah, it's not awesome, but they're all fighting each other. Can they see me? Or,
I can't even tell where you are right now.
Over here.
Oh. Yeah, you're standing right next to them. Even trying to hide, they're just...
Alright, well, I'll stab him. Well, actually, I'll use my action, Booming Blade, and then make the attack.
Well, that's a hit.
No, not the sneak damage, just the.
Right.
And Booming Blade goes off if they move.
If they move.
If they move.
Alright.
I didn't get to hide, so that's nothing. That's me.
Kuotoas just kind of start randomly fighting each other. So many of these. Little John.
Kill the priestess.
Alright, I am going to move and then dash here. And then since I dash over 20 feet, I can use my horns as an attack with my bonus action.
Right?
Is that flanking?
No, the one on the other side is not an anyone. But that hits.
The one on the other side isn't an enemy to the priestess.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong... I'm sorry.
Oh.
There's so many words on the board that I can't always read which ones say what.
I see.
10 damage.
And that would be my turn since I dashed.
Or will the Kuotoa continue to fight amongst themselves? Lucas!
Can I walk on this stuff here?
Yeah, you can walk on it. Just trash that's laying around.
You're standing on it, I believe.
You are.
Alright, well, I'll take aim and fire upon her.
Well, that's definitely a hit.
And then
Five
a bonus
whole
action with my crossbow expert. Wham!
You hit again. Are you reloading it that quickly?
Yeah, it
You
ignores
ignore reloading.
the hand crossbow. And since I'm using a one-handed weapon, allows me to do the bonus action with the hand crossbow.
Right.
That's me.
Right. Well, Kuatoa continue to fight amongst themselves. Zed,
Yay! Oh, let's see what I got. I need some solar javelin with the priestess.
that's definitely a hit. 3 whole damage.
Yep,
You.
that is my.
What?
What?
It didn't roll anything.
It rolled 0 plus 3. It just rolled his. It's just his strength.
Strength. That's weird.
Yeah.
There's no damage on your javelin.
Did you just type in javelin without it? You need to drag it out of the thing.
I dragged it out of there.
It would be capitalized then, wouldn't it?
It should come up normal. Yeah, it should have a
But when I
capital.
hopped out, it was gone. It was off my little thing here.
Let's try it again. There. Try that one. The other one.
Woo! There we go.
You already hit.
Oh, it rolled the damage. There we go.
Okay, 8 piercing. Alright.
I have 2. That's my turn.
Kuatoa fighting. Elena.
She's not gonna be able to reach anything from there, so she's gonna go right here and fight the same one I'm killing. Oh,
Well, that's a miss.
wow. Alright, well, and that's her.
Aaron.
Alright, the plan is still to kill the yellow one, right?
Mm-hmm.
What everybody else is doing.
Cool.
The range on the javelins.
7 damage. Anything else?
Nope.
Meanwhile, the archpriest strikes out
7.
and just starts, I guess, punching.
Would it be 9 damage to get a +1 to force damage?
That's already added on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She rolled a bunch of 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the archpriest punches the priestess in the face and then attempts to bite her face off.
Oh no!
Meanwhile, more Kuatoa fight.
That bastard.
So many Kuatoa fight. All the Kuatoa fight. The priestess attempts to fight back. And, yeah. I mean, also only can punch. None of the spells either of these priests have are for combat.
What? Why?
Ask me. They've got guidance, thaumaturgy, and guidance, thaumaturgy, and light. Detect magic, sanctuary, shield of faith, hold person, tongues, control water, divination, mask your wounds, and scrying.
So really, 3 of those are actually useful in combat.
To a degree. But Venick.
So we want to kill the High Priestess.
Yes.
We're working on it.
Don't know how many times we gotta say that.
Many.
Hey,
I shall
with an
cast
initiative
Sacred
this
Flame.
big,
She must make a dex save of 14.
Dex save?
Dex save.
I don't see them being dexterous.
I'd be surprised.
Failed.
Yay. Oh.
What?
Welcome to the world of Sacred Flame, Tyler.
Sacred Flame.
Nonetheless. Anything else?
Gonna be a secret ember.
I'm gonna move over. That's it.
Secret ember.
Caspian.
I'll use my bonus action to disengage and then walk over to here and stab her.
Go ahead.
Pretty sure I wouldn't say hit. Maybe not.
That is a hit.
Alright, the sneak attack is in this one because there are other enemies around her.
That is enough to kill her. And as she dies, all the other Kuatoa look on in horror. After all, how could their blessed new priestess die if her god was actually the more powerful god?
Fair point. One Kuatoa asleep over there.
Just wake up. Oh, what happened?
But you realize that another sound rises above the burbling cries of the Kuatoa at the death of their leader.
What is
The
that?
dark surface of the water farther out begins to bubble and foam,
I'm gonna morph.
when suddenly a thick, oily tentacle bursts, followed by another.
Kuatoa, create gods.
I know.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Deal with it. I was going
Well.
before.
Fine.
It sucked.
We've killed other gods.
Two monstrous heads break the surface, both resembling hideous, angry baboons with wicked curved tusks. Both heads are attached to a single torso, and the
Oh.
monster's red eyes burn with bloodlust and madness.
Oh,
The creature rising from the dark lake must stand 30 feet tall, perhaps more, with water cascading down its back and shoulders upon reaching its full height. A great demon throws back its head and roars.
Is that what I think it
Demogorgon.
is?
Is it the Demogorgon?
I don't want that to be.
And you hear all the Kuatoa suddenly cry out, Leemooggoogoon! Leemooggoogoon!
no. Just wait till it gets into land.
Well,
And they
I
all-
think it's time we
Well,
ran away.
shit.
Range people, attack!
As the archpriest looks on in horror at the actual god that has been summoned. Meanwhile, all the others continue shouting their praise, and I require all of you to make a charisma save.
Yeah. Well, I guess I ain't that thing was bad.
Shit.
I got 5 damage.
Everybody. Except Kelly's character.
Do I just make a charisma throw on Elena then? 'Cause I don't
Yeah.
succeed.
Oh wait. Yeah, I screwed. Not that I'm a person.
Oh my lord.
Same. How I roll.
So, going in order, Lucas, you suddenly lose any self-will and can only act when others tell you to do things for the next 8 minutes.
Holy shit.
Meanwhile, Venick, you are stunned for the next 9 minutes.
Yeesh.
Little John, you become paralyzed for the next 2 minutes. Caspian, you experience an overpowering urge to eat dirt, slime, and all the disgusting things that the Kuatoa pile up around you.
Oh.
For the next 6 minutes, that is all you want to do, is eat all the garbage the Kuatoa have piled up. All the refuse, all the spillings from their previous offerings.
Their poo.
That's gross.
At least I'll be full.
Of
Gotta be sick.
Zed, you suffer the same effect as Lucas. You will only act if others tell you what to do, as you lose your entire self-will.
That's fine. Well, we all gotta eat stuff.
And you have that for the next 9 minutes. And finally, Elena, upon seeing Leemooggoogoon, just completely passes out and falls unconscious for 1 minute. The only one who is in control of themselves is Aaron. Well, oh, I suppose I shall give him initiative.
No, it's fine. He doesn't need one.
Alright. Venick, top of the initiative. Or no, Caspian was one that just killed.
Yep.
So the Kuatoa, they are all just prostrating themselves, all of them shouting as they flail their arms around or bow extremely vigorously. Leemooggoogoon! Leemooggoogoon! It walks onto the shore
Turns.
and begins attacking the Kuatoa. It hits the first Kuatoa, dealing 37 bludgeoning damage, and then it attacks again dealing another 31, crushing it, and it proceeds to move on, doing the same to even more of them. Meanwhile, none of them are even responding. They just continue to shout and worship it. Little John,
I can't do anything. I'm paralyzed.
you are paralyzed for, was it, how many minutes?
2.
All right, you are paralyzed for 20 turns. Lucas, you cannot act of your own accord. Zed, neither can you. Aaron, the only person that's in their right mind.
Well, crap.
Give us commands.
I don't know that.
Just yell, run away!
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that was gonna be my first instinct, was go up and just be like, run! Run! But does it, I mean, what is she doing?
Well, she's dead. He's
Oh.
alive.
Okay, what is he doing?
he is just standing utterly horrified at the fact that the god that the priestess worshipped is real.
Sorry, I misgendered a fish. Okay,
How dare you?
I know.
Wrath cost for execution.
I don't think we're reaching level 3 before the end of this session, guys.
I mean, I might.
We're gonna make it out.
I'm
For the sake of nothing else, I'm gonna throw a magic missile at him. And then continue to run away.
Right. You see the magic seemingly pop before it even gets near him. Like your magic missiles just fizzle out.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Elena! What was
is
her?
unconscious.
She is
Her one
unconscious. For 10 turns.
Can she be woken up, or is it?
Yeah.
How many
Fennec!
turns more am I? Can't do anything.
You were for 9 turns. Or
9
9 minutes. So,
Very long time.
90 turns.
90 turns.
Let's see, what can I do?
What
Can't
was your
speak.
affliction?
Stunned. I can't speak, can't move. Automatically fails strength and dex, so saving throws, and creatures have advantage on me. As you say.
Basically, nobody can do anything other than Aaron.
Yeah.
Other than Caspian, who can go around eating.
Yeah, so I just stand there.
Caspian?
Oh man, who are the people who have to do what they're told?
Zed and Lucas.
So I'm eating some of the shit in my hands.
Oh god, you're eating some of her
And
whatever.
I'm like,
kind of
oh guys,
fruit.
you gotta try some of this. You should eat some of this. It's delicious.
Son of a bitch.
Oh no,
I hate you.
they have to do what they're told.
Son of a bitch.
I.
And that's me.
Son of a bitch.
We
Yes,
will remember
Gorgon.
this.
Continue to
I'm
go
not in the
around.
right mind. You'll remember nothing. I really hope someone wakes Elena up. Though.
Just continues to kill all these little Kuatoa and starts smashing buildings. Okay, alright. Nonetheless, Kuatoa praise their new god. Little John is unconscious, or paralyzed. Lucas must now
eating
eat.
shit. Oh,
Zed?
shit.
Doing the same. Aaron?
I mean, in the chaos, I see that, like, I'm basically the only one running. And there's 2 idiots eating dirt, and
Three.
Well,
So like
Three.
it was intentional.
None of it's intentional, Sam.
so I have a lot of dirt.
can I, like, I run over to them and try to, like, yank them away from, and be like, what the heck are you doing?
Smack them really hard.
I mean, that's not a command, so they don't do anything different. They just keep eating dirt, and it would
I've
basically
already
be-
commanded them to run.
And
Well,
we were
Caspian
just
has given them
given
a more recent command.
Oh. Oh.
filthy dirt with him, that bastard.
I say you need to run.
No, you need to eat!
I'm gonna die here, eating dirt. This is bastard.
I mean, I'm gonna spend
Talking
my
as a
turn
reaction.
like tugging them and trying to convince them to run. Like, I mean, I obviously understand that they're under some spell, but like, trying to get them out of it.
Are you continuing to tell them to eat, Caspian?
Yeah!
They're torn. Meanwhile, Elena, who is
Unconscious.
just unconscious.
No one's been able to move to wake her up yet.
I'm eating dirt.
Venek is
Sorry.
still stunned. Caspian,
Still eating dirt. Telling more people to join in.
Leemooggoogoon continues to just lay waste to all the Kuotoa. Little John, who is paralyzed. Lucas, I will allow you to make a save to try and decide which orders you're going to follow. A wisdom save.
Oh God. Oh wait.
You can decide whose orders you're going to follow, but you have to follow the orders.
John, let's see. You're completely paralyzed, right?
Yes.
You
I mean,
can't
I didn't
you can't
say
act on your own will.
You only have two things you can
I
choose.
know.
Continue eating dirt or run away.
I'm running
Alright,
away.
She didn't even tell you where to run. She just told you to run.
That is true.
There. I ran.
Kelly, try hurting us.
Meanwhile, Zed, you can make a wisdom save to find out if you can pick who to obey. You don't get to decide, which means you choose to keep obeying Caspian.
Son of a bitch.
I rolled for it.
Be here forever. You know, I'm gonna clean the whole city up there.
It's shoveling all the fish guts and everything they've put. Remember, it is considered a great honor to regurgitate in front of the statue.
Well, I'm not
This
gonna
statue.
regurgitate.
Not
When
this
he falls
statue.
asleep, I'm gonna
That's
shit in
true.
his mouth.
Aaron,
I built all the stuff I built up. I'm gonna poop in his mouth.
Slap him. And like, get to your senses. Hold on, I got this. Hold on. Oh, don't tell me you can't hear me, can you?
Poop.
We
Joe?
can hear you.
Well,
I
no
can
one
hear you
was
just fine.
saying anything, so.
I was waiting for Joe to say something.
You do at least 1 damage.
Oh wait, unarmed. Right. Hold on.
You're a wizard. You would know that a lot of charm effects are dispelled by taking
Oh
damage.
crap. I nailed you.
That's more
Yes.
you deal 1 bludgeoning damage as he continues to eat the offal.
Damn. Hell, that was my idea.
Are these guys doing anything up there?
They will on the next round of initiative.
Okay.
Half of them have gone a little kooky themselves.
Oh, of course they have.
But that is your turn, Aaron. Elena's unconscious. They're just worshipping or dying. Venek is stunned. Oh, at the top of the initiative, Topsy, who did not get the effect, starts dragging Turby away.
I was gonna say, are we just gonna end here since it's after 9?
Yeah, you're right. I just noticed. Well, we'll pick this up next week. Can you escape the Demogorgon that the Kuotoa may have accidentally summoned through their worship of Leemooggoogoon?